Alan. It's great to see you again as a Jack Reacher for season three.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
After being on this series for three seasons and reading countless books, because I know you're a fan, how do you keep all of this fresh for yourself?
Well, I think the fact that this is like an anthology is my favorite thing about this show. I mean, there have been times I've gotten bored, on shows as a series regular, you see the same people all the time. Not that it's not fun, but it's just there's nothing new to explore as a character because the cast is the same all the time, the world is the same all the time, and you're like, there's not enough new situations or circumstances to feel like I don't know what I would do here, and that's just not true with Reacher. Like it's a whole new world every time, a whole new cast, a whole new set of circumstances, and that like really keeps you on your toes because you're like, I don't, you really get to explore like what would Reacher do here for the first time every time.
What one of the amazing things about this season is because every time I watch you, you look so big on my screen, and they managed to find someone bigger than you with Olivier. Could you tell
Yeah,
us?
yeah. I actually, I found Olivier on Reddit. I was scrolling Reddit and I saw this post of where somebody was just following him at a Comic-Con, and it was like, I mean, it's like almost comedically large. And I reached out to Nick Santora, our showrunner, and I was like, dude, I think we may have just found our Paulie, because we were like, who are we going to cast for Paulie? I mean, in the book, this guy just about beats Reacher to death, and like there's like nothing Reacher can do because he's so big and strong. And we reached out to him, and he was everything we hoped for. So it's I'm glad we got to do it with him. He is like over the top large, and it's a lot of fun to see what Reacher has to deal with this season with Paulie.
Well said. One last thing, Alan. One of the things about Reacher that we always enjoy is that he's always sort of like that lone wolf, but manages to interact with and and work well with everybody. But on the romance side, can Reacher ever romantically settle down?
There are two books where I should say there's a book where Reacher seems to fall in love, and there's a continuation into the next book where he stays with this woman, General Garber's daughter, and like you really I got the sense that like he really fell in love with this woman in the books, and circumstances changed, and she wanted to relocate, to go work for a law firm in London, and he realized like I would have to like, I would have to like then follow and settle down, and this is so, and so you got the sense that like, Reacher is deeply conflicted about settling into one kind of place in time in life, and but that he was like really in love, like truly in love, and that book stuck with me because as I read like the next 18, I kept waiting to see like does he have this experience with everybody, and I never really got the sense that there was anybody else that he kind of loved in the same way. Um, and so, I don't know. He is the wandering type, and I don't think it's his nature to like settle into romance. Just because um, it's just natural for him to wander, and I think people like that about him. And Lee Child has talked a lot about how I think women want one night stands as much as a lot of men do. And so they kind of like enjoy the fact that Reacher is like somebody who's like he's not a long-term commitment. And I think we don't talk about how culturally, I think there are a lot of people that are okay with that and would look forward to that kind of life as well. Like, we don't have to like get married and be together forever to enjoy each other for right now. Um, so that's Reacher.
But regardless, Reacher is entertaining one way or another. Alan, thank you very much for carrying this conversation. And season 3 is over the top and exciting. Thank you.
Hey, glad you enjoyed it so far. Thank you.
Thank you.